Back in 2013, Conor McGregor beat Max Holloway. It was just two young fighters trying to climb the UFC ladder. But 13 years later, they meet again. So what happened between those two moments? To explain it, let's look at their careers like a stock chart, not a pure ranking of who was the better fighter. This is career stock. Fighting results, star power, and public image. And this chart gets weird fast. For McGregor, beating Holloway was only the beginning. After that, he kept beating serious opponents, such as Dustin Poirier, Chad Mendes. With every win, his line moved higher, but it had not exploded yet. Then came Aldo, 13 seconds. That was the moment McGregor's line stopped rising and exploded. Now let's take a look at Holloway. Although he lost against McGregor, Holloway's line did not crash. It quietly started moving in the same direction, up. Do you know how many fights Holloway had in 2014 and 2015 after losing to McGregor? 8 fights, and he won every single one of them. While McGregor was becoming the loudest star in the sport, Holloway was becoming one of the most reliable fighters in the UFC. 2016 and 2017 were huge years for both McGregor and Holloway. McGregor fought Nate Diaz twice. McGregor lost.
I'm not surprised, mother.
Then he came back and won.
Surprise, surprise, mother.
In November 2016, McGregor faced the lightweight champion, Eddie Alvarez. People still had doubts. Could Conor really carry that power to lightweight? And the result? Alvarez got dismantled. McGregor became the first fighter in UFC history to hold 2 UFC belts at the same time. And right after that, he delivered one of the most iconic lines in MMA history.
To absolutely nobody!
At this point, McGregor was not just winning fights, he was becoming the UFC's biggest attraction. Meanwhile, Holloway was becoming something else, a real champion. He beat Anthony Pettis for the interim title. Then he walked into Aldo's backyard in Brazil, beat Aldo, became the undisputed featherweight champion. And just to prove it was not a fluke, he beat Aldo again. The kid McGregor beat in 2013 was now the new king of featherweight. In 2017, McGregor had the biggest fight in his career, in boxing, against Floyd Mayweather. This was not really McGregor's MMA peak. This was his fame peak. For McGregor, even the sky was not the limit. His stock flew past the ceiling and all the way to the moon. But after the highest point, everything got messy. In 2018, McGregor lost to Khabib, and outside the cage, the chaos got louder. Bus attack, assault cases, and sexual assault allegations. Suddenly, his line was not dropping just because of losses. It was dropping because the chaos was following him everywhere. When McGregor was struggling, Holloway kept building. He dominated Brian Ortega, defended his belt against Frankie Edgar. At that point, Holloway looked like he had solved featherweight. The volume, the toughness, the confidence. Nobody seemed able to stop him. But nothing lasts forever, because then this guy showed up. For McGregor, the bad headlines kept coming. Then the fight against Cowboy Cerrone happened. For one moment, the line bounced back. Maybe the comeback was real. Then there was Dustin Poirier. 2 losses, a broken comeback, and a long silence.
Karma's not a she's a mirror.
Holloway also hit the wall that changed his career. That wall is, yes, Volkanovski. The first fight took the belt away from him. That alone was a major hit, but it did not feel like the end of Holloway. It felt like a problem he could solve. Then came the rematch, and that one was close. So close that many fans still argued Holloway should have won. After 2 fights, Volkanovski was officially 2-0, but in the eyes of many people, Holloway was still right there. Then Holloway rebuilt the case for himself. He destroyed Calvin Kattar and beat Yair Rodriguez.
I'm the best boxer you see, baby!
Holloway had earned one more shot, one more chance to solve Volkanovski. By the way, here's a funny little detail. In 2021, after Max fought against Kattar, McGregor and Holloway's paths crossed again, not in the cage. During an interview, McGregor was speaking to the media ahead of his Poirier rematch when somebody casually rolled past on a skateboard. McGregor noticed him and said,
"That looked like Max Holloway going by on a skateboard there."
And after realizing it really was Max, he laughed and added,
"He's in the pipeline for sure. Me and Max will do it again."
At the time, it felt like a random funny moment. But in 2026, it feels like foreshadowing. The third fight changed the conversation. This time, it was not controversial. Volkanovski left no doubt, and that loss hurt Holloway's stock in a different way. It was not just, he lost. For the first time in years, people started asking the question, fighters hate the most. Is Max Holloway washed? Meanwhile, McGregor's line turned strange. No real comeback, more controversy, and then an anti-doping suspension. At some point, his graph started looking like a scandal chart. Around this time, many fans stopped seeing McGregor as an active fighter and started seeing him as a headline machine. But wait, Even during this strange slump, let's not forget, McGregor still had some very passionate believers, like this guy.
McGregor! Conor McGregor! Conor McGregor!
On the other hand, Holloway did not disappear. He kept fighting. And then he gave us one of the wildest moments of his entire career. Actually, forget that, one of the wildest moments in UFC history, that BMF knockout over Justin Gaethje. And later, he beat Dustin Poirier in the trilogy. So while McGregor's line was getting buried under controversy, Holloway's line kept finding ways to rise again. And now, Holloway arrives in 2026 still standing. Not untouched. Not the same fighter from 2013, but still near the top. After the Volkanovski wall, after the wash talk, he fought his way back. Then there is McGregor, the comeback everyone waited for. But this is not just a comeback story, it is a question mark. The question is simple. Was this a long winter before one last rise, or was it the beginning of the final decline? Back in 2013, McGregor won the fight. But in 2026, the question is bigger. Who won the last 13 years? And on July 11th, we finally got the answer, but not in the way anyone wanted. Right off the bat, McGregor rushed forward and threw a high kick. For a split second, it almost looked like he was trying to bring back the momentum of his prime. But it only took a moment to see it. The last 5 years had changed McGregor completely. McGregor twisted his right knee, and his body gave up shortly after. The fight lasted only 69 seconds. For Holloway, it was officially revenge, at least on the record, and just as importantly, he showed class in the way he spoke about McGregor after the fight.
Give it up for Conor McGregor, guys.
But crowds were not having it. I mean, who is okay with paying thousands of dollars just to watch a guy blow out his own knee? So who won the last 13 years? The lines met again, but only one line kept going. Max Holloway is still here. Conor McGregor is still a question mark.